Oh, this is going so bad. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be editing this. I'm not sorry. No, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I would like to talk about reaching out to people, about the concept of reaching out and like my experience with it. I find it very hard to reach out to people sometimes, and this is because of a lot of things, but if I would choose a few, I think it would be because sometimes I invalidate my own feelings, especially if they're not rooted in something that is happening or unjustified, if they're unjustified. Okay, another reason, like I'm afraid of how people's perception of me might be affected by that, or like if I shared how I'm actually feeling and that feeling isn't a good feeling, just the times we struggle to share feelings the most, and after a while it would just be, I don't know, it would stick to me or something. A very important reason of why I struggle to do that most of the time is because of the idea of burdening someone with how you're feeling. And for instance, right now we're in a global pandemic and people are dying and people are sick and people have lost their jobs, and there are a lot of things that everyone's going through right now, and we're all surrounded by loneliness, and by maybe some people are living with families who aren't really good to them. It's just a lot, and I feel like whatever I'm going through is so small compared to that. But like even before the pandemic, there was always something where either everyone's just taking their final exams, or we're studying for midterms, or I had this phrased so much better in my own mind. Or and even after graduation, there's probably always going to be something like long working hours, or facing job struggles or something. There's always going to be something, even if it's not as severe as a global pandemic, or as common and as global as a global pandemic. I don't know if I'm going to share this. I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel looking at it. And what I do know is that tomorrow morning I'll wake up and I'll probably be better. I'll be feeling better. Things will be better. So a while ago I was watching videos for Dodie and her friends, and she made a video with Hazel. I don't remember the title of the video. Hazel, her friend. If I could find it, I'll probably put it in the description box down below. So they were talking about this. They were talking about how sometimes when we're sad or lonely or depressed or whatever, we tweet stuff and like go on Twitter or Facebook. I don't think Facebook, maybe, I don't know. But like we do that, we write it out, and this is mostly a cry for help. And this clicked with me, Shreya, because sometimes I do that too. What was I saying? Where was I going with this? Oh, okay. But it kind of resonated with me, and most of the time I'm tweeting something and I want someone to ask me if I'm okay, and I want someone to check in on me, and I want to rant, but I just can't do it. So instead of doing that, I write it out, and maybe probably delete it in the morning when I wake up feeling better. But that's like not the point. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I really don't. Sometimes it's not a cry for help. Sometimes it's just a way of expressing, I think. But oftentimes it's not. And So I did that. So I made the decision to see who I would like to talk to at the moment, and I would just text my friends instead and say something along the lines of, do you have the mental capacity to hear something that isn't upbeat right now, like that is a bit negative? And they mostly always say yes. And I would talk about it, and I would say that I'm not feeling well, or that I can't express how I'm feeling, but let's try. Or even if I can't just go into it and all I'm saying is that things aren't okay, they would just be okay. I'm here for you, I'm around, and that would make me feel less lonely, which is nice, always. And sometimes I would just go and talk to my parents, or my twin sister, or my brother. We're not a small family. And I'm a firm believer in feelings, in sharing feelings. I'm a firm believer in sharing stuff. Like, it's all part of being human, and no human is perfect. And I'm so blessed to be surrounded by so many loving people, so many loving friends. But sometimes it's still hard. And sometimes you feel so heavy that you can't do it. And sometimes talking to a camera is easier, or talking into the void is easier. Because you know that what you're doing isn't really affecting someone else. You're just doing that. I forgot where I was going with this. But the thing is, when you don't reach out to people because you're afraid of burdening them with your weight, or when you think that what you're carrying is too heavy and walling it on them isn't fair, or I don't know, when you just can't, and you decide not to, not because it's not going to make you feel better, just because you're afraid for them, I guess. When you're doing that, you're depriving them of a choice. You're just making the choice for the both of you. I was recently introduced to a song called Turtles All the Way Down by Sammy Copley. There's a lot of songs with that title, but this one is an original song, and I think the main reason I'm doing this is because this is a side of me. I'm not always happy, I'm not always upbeat, I'm not always in a good mood. And that's fine. It's kind of ridiculous to think that anyone is anyways. And I think maybe I want this as a reminder that you can reach out to people, and or at least like give them the choice. Most of the times they're gonna be there for you. And most of the times you're gonna end up feeling less alone. But also, if you couldn't, maybe just keep a diary or shoot a video, but that's not the most comfortable situation, and tweet about it if you must. I don't know, just take care of yourself and know that you're not alone. If this video ever finds you, just please take care of yourself the best way you could. So bye.